Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Library of Ruina reaction. Today we have Hod's battle theme. I didn't know which one to start with, really. There were a few that Pobat threw into the executive producer queue, and I was like, but I remembered seeing the Hod one by name at least one other time in another comment from a different video, so I figured that was a good enough reason to start with this one. He does have a few other ones in there, so I'll probably be getting to those fairly soon as well. So if you have a specific one you want me to hear first, let me know down below. He probably already has it in the queue, but it does help me kind of pick which ones, because I don't really have a preference of where I start or where I go. I just love hearing these themes and the creativity in them. This studio is so good at that, but I won't start talking about that yet. We have to hear this song and make sure it's not a flub somehow, their first miss maybe, but we won't know if we don't start. So without further ado, let's go. Oh, and we're just jumping straight into the smoothest of jazz. Ooh, ooh. I mean, it's not exactly smooth jazz, but it's definitely in that family. Trying to place the genre inspiration of this one. Ooh. Okay, scales. Get it. Okay. I mean, it's definitely jazzy, but there's a different genre in there I cannot put a finger on. It's gotta be the, like, third phase. I didn't point out the second one, but it was definitely that, like, part where the piano got a little bit stronger. This is a battle theme. I'm trying to wrap my head around that. I like that pattern there. That, like, that's just fun to listen to. Yeah, that honestly did not feel like a battle theme, but I guess I can see it. I mean, okay, I'm gonna have to think about this one a little bit. I'm gonna have to mess around, maybe listen to it once or twice more, but I'll see you when I do that. So I think what's interesting about this one, after listening back through it and kind of feeling it out a little bit more, there were definitely obvious things like the key changes happening between the different themes. Like I said, those were pretty obvious. There's not really much of a reason to hide that, but the overall vibe was not that of a boss, I guess. So my only guess is that the boss here doesn't want to be one, maybe the whole vibe of the person that's the boss here is just, I don't know if I would call it reluctant, but just straight up they're maybe more mild-mannered and, like, very down, like, just doing what they have to. I guess, like, there's no sense of, like, stress in here other than those key changes and a little bit of the piano flourishes, a lot of the, like, scaling that's on that. That's really the only accent that gives you any sort of stress on this at all. Everything else is so very smooth and just laid out bare. There's not really a point in any three of these parts that made me think, oh, this is where it gets serious. Maybe a little bit in that last one. It had the most definitive, like, key change moment where, like, everything just kind of tilted a little bit more, but not too much. So I'm still, like, I feel like whoever this is really just doesn't want to do it and has to, and maybe they're just dealing with that, and the theme is there to reflect that. That's really the best guess I've got, because this is so different from all the other ones I've heard. It's so beautified compared to the other themes that take it so much more seriously, and this one is just not that energy. It's not the energy of a boss. It's the energy of a meek librarian that's just trying to chill and live their life, and they don't want to be bothered, but then once in a while some teenager comes in and throws a bunch of books on the floor, and they're just like, oh god, there goes half an hour, like, but it's not really that big of a deal. It's just a mild inconvenience. That's what this feels like. It feels like no matter what happens in this battle, whoever the boss is just going to be like, yep, that's a Tuesday, and it's going to move on without much of an issue. And I don't know if that's because maybe the character might be just detached, maybe, like, mentally, like they're so done with the world and this whole scenario that whatever happens, happens, and they couldn't give less of a shit, or they're so, like, meek that they just, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause a problem. Like, it's one of those two. It's got to be one of those two. I'm leaning towards the first one just because that feels more like a boss thing, but there's only two ways that this tone can be, and that's really it. So I'm very lost on this one because it is so different as a boss theme compared to what I'm used to. That's got to be really what threw me off, was hearing this and then going, oh, right, this is supposed to be a boss. This is a battle or something. Like, I don't guess they're battle themes. I don't know if that's a boss. I guess I can't really imagine there being that many other, like, villains in this scenario that would have, like, specific themes, like, two character names. So maybe. I don't know. This is such a weird, like, whirlwind of thought for me. What I cut out between listening to it the first time and starting this segment was like a good probably 8 to 10 minutes of me just clicking back, listening to it and thinking and just going, okay, where are the story beats here? Because it felt so lax that I couldn't really place it. And I legitimately think that might be the point here. I was thinking about that a few listens in, and I'm like, maybe the point is that there isn't tension, and that's kind of what led me down the thought I had about what type of personality the character might be. This is the hardest one I think I've ever had to listen, just knowing that it's supposed to be some battle theme for a character, likely a boss, and it doesn't feel like that. There's also not even like this pompous, like, proud energy that comes with a boss that would be mild-mannered, but is still trying to beat you for the sake of personal reasons. It doesn't feel like there's any personal reasons on this. It just feels like somebody's background music at a coffee shop. It doesn't really feel like much. It's such an odd feeling. I suppose sometimes when you're writing music like this for characters, there's such a variety of how characters can be and feel and what's happening in their lives that maybe they do just have a song like this that reflects who they are the best, and it just ends up being what their theme is. So again, if that's the case, EIM did an amazing job doing that. It's a little frustrating that I can't seem to pinpoint it, but I hope my guesses are at least accurate. So fantastic work on their side. It was just baffling that I kind of forgot I was supposed to be listening to a boss theme. I don't know. I do like it. It's really pretty. I think it was also off-putting that I couldn't fully guess, like, the genre either. There was definitely those jazzy elements, but it didn't feel like just jazz. It felt like it almost had a little bit of a soca to it, you know, like not a bossa or not like a tango feel, but something in this, like, Latin American family of rhythm where it's like it's not quite just a straight 4. It has a bit of a swing to it. So, I don't know. But I know there are like 4 or 5 other ones that Pobat threw in that I know I'm going to have to get to, and probably are going to be the complete opposite of this. For all I know, the next one could be metal. I really don't know what to expect on those. So I guess if you enjoyed this video and you want to tell me if I was close or completely off base with my guess on the character's personality there, let me know down below. And of course, if you have anything else you want me to get to, by all means, drop it in the comments below and I'll do my best to get to it. Let me know which ones to get to next specifically in this case, because I'm going through a few of these battle themes. And otherwise, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!